What's going on, Dingleberries? This is Mr. Dingles here. This week marked the release of the new game by Arkane Studios called Dishonored. The game is, as I said, developed by Arkane Studios. They're mostly known for their work in BioShock 2. They did a lot of the design, the art, and the animation. The game was published by Bethesda Softworks. The genre, it's a pretty broad genre for the game. It's a first-person stealth action adventure game. That's what they list the genre. So we'll talk about a bit about the actual game itself, the gameplay and stuff. And as you're watching it, as you're listening, we'll have some gameplay going on in the background. So the game is set in a fictional city of Dunwall. It's an industrial city modeled after London in the Victoria area, so mid to late 1800s. The character's name is Corvo Attano. He is actually a bodyguard to the Empress. He becomes framed for her murder, and he must become an assassin to seek revenge against those who backstabbed him. He's aided by the Outsider. It's a powerful being who gives him magical abilities. So we'll talk about the gameplay here. So the biggest feature of the game, at first glance it appears that it's your typical linear action adventure game. Once you start playing a little bit more, you notice that there's many routes to each objective and different methods to obtaining each goal. You can be stealthy, you can go all out and just full front combat, or I guess a combination of the two. It pushes exploration through its a linear location by opening up side passages, and there's alternative ways to accomplish each goal. If you're wondering, it is possible to complete all the missions and eliminate all targets in a non-lethal manner. And actually, apparently the story and the missions are affected by the decisions you make in regards to your approach. It's kind of like if you guys ever played the new Deus Ex game, Human Revolution, where it appears kind of linear, but you can take different passages to get to that place if you want to be stealthy, or if you kind of want to just run in there and shoot everybody. It's not the easiest way to do it. It's easier to die because it does promote stealth, so being stealthy is the best way. So the game does feature several missions, each with their own unique miniature sandbox. This basically allows multiple routes to each objective. In between each mission, you're taken to a sort of a hub. It's actually located inside of a bar. You can get information on missions in here. You can meet with your allies, convert loot into upgrades, purchase upgrades. So yeah, the game does have some RPG elements. You can upgrade powers and weapons and stuff. So some of the powers in the game, I haven't played it to a point yet where I have the powers. But anyway, you see through walls, teleport. You can possess a rat or a fish or even another human just so you can get around guards a lot easier. And there's also abilities to summon rat swarms and freeze time, among others. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'd rather let you guys just play the game and enjoy it. Corvo uses basically 3 weapons in the game: a sword, a pistol, and grenades. Collecting coins throughout the game allows you to upgrade each weapon. So as I said, the game does focus a little bit on a lot on the stealth portion of it. So some of the tips, you want to avoid being caught. If you're playing the stealthy way, to avoid being caught, you really have to, each enemy has a cone of vision, and it's up to you to stay out of that cone of vision to allow you to sneak up to them and take them down. It's also advised to stay in the dark. They have a hard time seeing you in the dark. You have the ability to lean around corners, to peek and eavesdrop at enemies. You can see what they're doing, so you can plan your next move. So even if you poke your head out the side and look at them, they cannot see you. You can also look through keyholes in doors, and you can see what's happening on the inside of a room. So enemies also are distracted by noise, so you can do things like picking up a bottle or other objects. You can actually throw it in a different corner of the room. The enemies will actually head over to that area and be distracted trying to figure out what happened, so you can actually sneak by. So the guards and the other enemies, they have 3 alertness levels. You'll see if you happen to accidentally remotely alert one, you'll see lightning bolts, what looks like above their head. So if you see one bolt, they're suspicious but not alert. Best thing to do is just stay where you are, and it'll go away. 2 bolts means they're aware of your presence but not actively searching for you, so maybe they don't see you as a threat. Again, best thing to do is if you're hidden, stay there. They may slowly walk towards you, but again, just kind of stay hidden for a couple seconds, it'll disappear. 3 bolts is full alertness, and the enemy will actually see you and chase you down and alert other enemies. There are still possibility you can escape from this situation, but be forewarned, you know, that enemy will probably go to other guards and let them know that you're around, so they'll be more alert and more aware of your presence and be more on the lookout for you. It is a pretty good game. I haven't played too much of it yet. Pretty much the first mission, I haven't even got to the pub yet, but it does seem pretty cool. Seems like there's a lot of elements that haven't been in other games. Brings together a lot of elements very well. The environments are incredible. You know, from far away, like when you open up the first cutscene in the game, when you first get the letter and you see the Empress get assassinated when she's under the gazebo or whatever. That whole scene is amazing, but up close it's not that great. It's not very demanding on the computer, which is good. So if you're looking for a good game with some RPG elements and you don't have a very powerful PC, you should be okay with this one. I run it at full max settings, even with anti-aliasing on and stuff, and I had no problem. You guys always ask me what the frame rate was. I don't know. I started locking fraps, limiting it to 30-35 frames a second, just because it makes the video less size on my hard drive, so I can record longer videos. So yeah, so I guess there's not a whole lot left to say. If you guys are into that, if you guys enjoy what I pretty much told you everything about the game, but didn't give too much details just because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys are thinking of purchasing the game, definitely recommend it. I don't know, I gotta say, I don't think it's worth the $60 it costs on Steam right now. But again, I haven't played it enough to fully enjoy it, but it is a pretty fun game. You know, once you get further and unlock more unlocks and stuff, I see it being very enjoyable. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see some gameplay, some actual mission gameplay, let me know. Otherwise, this will be Mr. Dingle signing off, guys. Peace.